Back in the day there were plenty of places to shop in Blackburn, and there was no Blackburnians loved more than a wander through thwaites arcade. If you were heading down Church Street, chances are you'd nip through the arcade as a shortcut to Lord Street, but you'd never just rush through it. You'd slow down, have a look in the windows and maybe bump into someone you knew, and before you'd knew it, half an hour had gone. thwaites arcade stood on the site of Abbot John Paslew's old townhouse, and it was built way back in 1882. It took exactly 2 years to complete, and every bit of work was done by local tradesmen. The man behind it was Daniel Thwaites, a Blackburn brewer and once the town's Member of Parliament, and he had made sure his mark was well and truly left. At either end of the arcade there were the 8 stones, along with the Thwaites coat of arms proudly on display. The grand opening took place on Friday the 15th of February 1884 at 12:30 in the afternoon. A big crowd gathered with Daniel Thwaites himself in attendance to watch the Mayor of Blackburn, Alderman James Hoyle, do the honours. The Mayor was presented with a silver key, gilt handle, both specially engraved for the occasion. They read, "Presented to James Hoyle, Mayor of Blackburn on the occasion of his opening, thwaites Arcade, February 15th, 1884. The key was gifted by James Sager, a jeweller from King William Street. With that, the gates at the Church Street entrance were open and the Mayor declared the arcade officially open. The arcade was something special. It housed 24 shops, all with large glass windows that stretched almost down to the floor, very modern for the time. There were ornate lamps flanking each entrance, and above it all, high vaulted glass roof, which flooded the place with natural light. It must have felt bright, airy and just a bit grand. Above the entrances were rooms that stretched back into the building. Then came the Second World War and life changed overnight. Blackburn prepared for the worst. Air raid shelters popped up all over town, and in gardens, spare land and in church crypts. Even shop cellars, and thwaites arcade was no exception. The cellars beneath the shops were converted into public air raid shelters, and each shop was given a set number of spaces. Altogether, the arcade could shelter 727 people during a raid. Blackout rules were strict, showing even the smallest bit of light could land you in trouble. Shops and homes were boarded up and curtained over, and the town became dark and dangerous. In fact, it was said more people were injured in accidents because of the blackout than by enemy bombs. But Blackburn folk are nothing if not resourceful. In November 1939, Blackburn Times proudly announced thwaites arcade beats the blackout. The shopkeepers worked together and came up with a clever system of light traps at each end of the arcade. Sliding iron grills were partially closed, plywood partitions fitted, and just like that, the shops inside could be fully lit again, without a single ray of light escaping outside. Once more, shoppers could see the true colours of the goods in the windows, a real blessing, especially with Christmas coming up. And after the war, the arcade returned to normal life. Every Christmas it was dressed up to the nines, full of lights, decorations and that festive buzz. But times were changing. By the 1960s, much of Blackburn town centre was seen as outdated, and plans were made for a brand new modern centre. Sadly, thwaites arcade didn't make the cut. In 1971, the arcade was demolished as part of the town's regeneration project. Today, the loading bay on Church Street in the mall stands where it once was, and I can't help but think I'd love to walk through it just once. Do you have any memories of this beautiful arcade? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and follow for more Blackburn content.